We're talking about rectangles today. A rectangle has all of the properties of a parallelogram, which means opposite sides are parallel, opposite angles are congruent, opposite sides are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, and the diagonals bisect each other, which is what we just had a test on. But we're going to add two new rules. All four angles are right angles, so this, and this are right angles, and the diagonals are congruent. They still bisect each other, which means they cut each other in half, but they're all equal. So all of these pieces are going to be the same. If they were to give me this piece here, right here, and they were to give me this piece over here, I would know they're equal to each other. I would make them equal to each other because all those four are equal. If they were to give me this angle here, I know this angle adds up to 90, so I would subtract it from 90 to get the other angle, okay? Because every corner is 90. That's 90. That corner of the rectangle is 90. So if they give me one piece of it, I subtract it from 90 this time, okay? Let's say I told you that this angle here was 32 degrees.
Oh, okay.
I know this one is 58 degrees because 90 minus 32 is 58. That whole corner is 90, so it would be the difference of the two, okay? And if they give you sides, all of those little sides are equal, and these two big sides are equal to each other. So this is equal to that also, okay? And opposite sides are still equal, so this is going to be equal to this, and this is going to be equal to this, and a lot of things happen. So when you're solving a rectangle, a lot of times it's a chain reaction. Like at the beginning you go, ooh, how am I going to do this? And then all of a sudden it starts like, oh, if this is this, this is this. If this is this, this is this. All right? I want you to pay attention to the four triangles that are formed by this rectangle. Since these two sides here are equal, in this look at the top triangle, you see it? That means that these two angles are equal because it's an isosceles triangle. When an isosceles triangle has two equal sides, the two opposite angles are equal. So if that's 32, this would be 32. Everybody get that? And if that's 58 over here, this would be 58. Well, then this would be 58, and this would be 58. And then we take 58 and 58 is 116. So this is going to be 64 degrees, 64, right? And then this is 116 and 116 because we know that those two have to add up to 180. Everybody get that? No. So if I have this triangle here, I'm going to make it yellow. And if those two angles at the bottom are 58 and 58, that has to be 64 because it adds up to 180. And I know that these two add up to 180 because they're on a line. So then I know that's 116. And what's 32 and 32? It's 64, right? And 64 and 116 is 180. So you got to look at individual triangles, and if you have two of the angles, you know the other two. You can also look at the rule that says we have parallel lines. If this side is equal to that side, because a rectangle is a special kind of parallelogram, right? So if those two, top and bottom, are parallel, then this 32 is alternate interior with this 32. Do you see it? And so if that's 32, this is 32 because these two sides are equal. So the two base angles are equal. And now we have everything filled in. We have all the angles filled in for that rectangle, okay? Now, if they told us that they have to give us something about the sides, like they have to give that this is 16 and maybe this is 7, then all I know is that this is 7 and this is 16 because in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. They have to give you something for the sides. Does everybody get that? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the information on the board, on the picture. So RT is all of this, and I'm going to put the 5x plus 8, right? And RZ is just half of this, and that's going to be 4x plus 1. Well, I know this is also equal, so this is going to be 4x plus 1. So I know that the equation I need to do is that 4x plus 1 times 2, two of those little guys equal the blue guy, right? So that's 8x plus 2, and on the test, you guys multiplied that fine, but you forgot to multiply the 2 times the 1. Equals 5x plus 8. And when I move the x's to the left, I get a 3x, because 8x minus 5x. And when I move the 2 over here, I get a 6, and x equals 2. Well, they want me to find zt, which is this piece here. What is 4 times 2 plus 1? That's your final answer. So to find the angles, they gave us the measurement of angle 1 is 37. So I know that top triangle there forms an isosceles triangle, so I know the angle 9 is 37. And then you subtract 37 and 37 from 180, and you get 106 for number 10. Well, I know 5 is opposite 10, so 5 is 106. And I know that 5 and 11 add up to 180, so I know 11 is 74. Well, 12 is opposite that, so that's equal, so that's 74. I know that angle number 2 is 53 because it has to add up to 90. So 53 and 37 is 90. Well, I know number 3 is also 53 because they form isosceles triangles. And then I have the other one at 53 and 37. So 4 and 6 are 37. 7 and 8 are 53. And then you complete all of the angles.